Well, hello everybody, this is Rose, and I'm here with you today to do a 4-part video on the Golden Moon Fairy. So the Golden Moon Fairy is a diamond painting that I bought before I started making videos. So there is no unboxing video on it. So I'm just going to give you some of the key information on it. The order date was October 7th, 2018. It was delivered to me on November 7th, 2018. It cost whatever amount I flash up on the screen here. And I got it on AliExpress from the Drill Shiny official store. Now I started working on this on June 6th. And I finished working on it on June 20th. Now, I wasn't working on it every day. I had visitors one week, so I very rarely worked on it, like maybe 2 or 3 hours most nights. And I was working on some other projects as well. I got the freebie Buddha that many of you will have seen the video for, and I wanted to do a test of that, and that took me a day, and you know, to start completing that one, so that I could give a better review of the freebie. And what else? Oh, I was working on the Crystal Rose Mask as well, one of my pebble diamond paintings. So there were a lot of interruptions with this. But that said, it didn't take me all that long to do. I don't know how many hours, but anyway, it didn't. So this is going to be a gift that I give to my father when I go back to London on Sunday. And so I wanted to work on it as quickly as possible. And I also wanted to give him something that was pretty, because my dad likes pretty ladies. Okay, so let's see. I will give you my my notes first. So while I'm drilling diamond paintings, I make notes as I go along. I always start with my day one experience, and then from then on, I just sporadically add notes whenever there's something that I really want to bring to your attention. So my day one note is that while kitting up, I noticed that 310s don't look good and have a lot of trashy bits. And then after I started drilling on day one, I immediately saw bubbles and pits in the top of my drills and tabs on the side of the 318s. Okay, so 318 is this gray color here, and I've got lots of spares of that. And that's after throwing away the bad ones, so I'm good with that. My note from June 6th, which was 3 days in, was that some colors of drills are marred with stains of another color, and I'll be able to show you that when I show you my trash drills. But it doesn't really make any difference when you see them on the canvas. So at first I was throwing away the marred drills, the ones that had, you know, dye from another color or concentrated dye from that lot on the top of the drills. And then after a while I stopped doing that because it doesn't detract from the picture at all. And since, you know, this, and it was mostly on the blues, I think it's 793, which is a very prevalent color. And since it mostly happens on the blues, and the blues is, believe it or not, there is tons of confetti. There are about 3 different colors of blues in these areas here. And so the marring on those drills, the little specks of other colors, don't do anything bad to the picture. They look beautiful. I would be more concerned if there were specks of a different color on, you know, a white or an off-white drill, but that did not happen. It was only with that one color of blue that there were bits of concentrated dye. Okay, that was June 6th. And then on June 10th, my remarks to myself were that the 793s were very bad drills. So let me just pull out 793 here and show you what that color is. Okay, so that's this color, and you see there's a lot of it. This was one of, if not the most prevalent color in the diamond painting. They're stuck together, and so I had to put them in a medicine bottle, like a pill bottle, with a few pennies and a dryer sheet, and I would just shake, 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 shake for a few seconds, and then most of them would fall apart. So they were stuck together. They had melty feet. They had pits in the top, pits, which, the little bubbles. They were concave. There were many that were concave. There were rhombus-shaped 793s, and these were the ones that had the dark dye spots on top. Now that's one of the most prevalent colors. But like I say, there's, do I have extras? Yeah, I have a whole 2 extra bags of 793s, unopened bags, plus probably, I don't know, 100 from the last bag that I opened. So they sent more than enough 793s that I was able to get rid of every one that I was not happy with for any reason. On June 17th, so just a few nights ago, again, I was remarking to myself and made a note of the fact that the 310s are really, really poor quality. They were concave, they were misshapen, they were not well faceted, they really weren't good quality. So what I did here is the 310s that I have here are the best of the ones that I received. And I did receive plenty of 310s, so I didn't have to go into my stash for other 310s. On June 20th, the day that I finished this, just as I was finishing, I ran out of 977. And I will show you 977. It is one of these caramel colors in here. I can't show you 977 because I ran out. But I was only 4 drills short. So I was able to find 4 drills in my, I always keep what I call a mix box of drills. And these are just drills that fall on the floor or whatever. And this is actually the mix from every diamond painting I've ever done. So I found my missing drills in my mix container. And then at 3, I guess it was 9 p.m. yesterday, June 20th, that I finished this diamond painting. So that was my experience. So other comments that I didn't write down, but that I will give to you now, are that these were not the best drills I've ever worked with. They're not up to the standard of Cuff W Key or Evermoment by any means. However, I am going to sort of zoom in here. They fit together beautifully. The rows are nice and straight. The diamonds are all the same height. There is absolutely no popping of drills. Now, when I finished this yesterday, I did roll it with a rolling pin, and I just put it aside so that I could shoot this video today. But even though these are not the best drills I've ever worked with, and there was quite a bit of trash, and I'll show you that in a moment, they are still pretty good drills, and I actually had a really good experience working on this diamond painting. So I would very happily buy from the Drill Shiny official store again. Yeah, not perfect, but very good. So let's zoom in on her face, because I find faces are always one of the most interesting things on a diamond painting. Even up close, like, the face is really good. Now I'm going to show you some of the 310s, the way they look on the canvas. So I got rid of all of the 310s that looked bad. And I'm going to put the flash on so that you can see sparkle. So these are the 310s that I kept. Some of them still not perfect. The 310s really were not great. But they look fine, and these do sparkle. They don't have the problems on the tops that I ran into with some of the others. The 793s, well, I'm moving the diamond painting rather than moving the camera. Maybe that will be better. Okay, so here you can see a few that have that problem with the dye. The little specks of dye that are on the top of the diamond painting. Again, as you zoom out, you don't see that. And nobody's going to be looking at this thing from 3 inches away. They're just not. So, so I'm not concerned about that at all, and I don't think it mars the look of the diamond painting at all. I think the skin tones are really good. Getting skin tones right is always difficult with diamond paintings, and sometimes they're better than others. I think, given that this is not a huge size, this is a 50 by 60, and I did measure it before I started shooting, and it is true to size. It is exactly 50 by 60 centimeter drill area. Given the size of this diamond painting, I think it rendered really, really well. I think the dress looks beautiful. And what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to insert a picture of the image that I found on the website. And so you'll be able to see, you know, the two side by side. Okay. What else do I want to show you? Okay, so even though these were not the best drills that I've ever worked with, I am really happy with the finished product, and I would buy from this company again. I mean, take a look at these drills. They fit together beautifully. There is zero popping. So yes, I had to throw away a bunch of drills. But for the drills that I didn't throw away, for the ones that I kept and used on the canvas, they are beautiful. They're consistent in size. They're nice straight edges. There were a lot of dimpled drills, and I actually don't see a problem with that. I know that some people have experienced problems with dimpled drills, the ones that had the little dimple on the bottom. I wasn't paying particular attention to dimpled drills while I was doing this one, but you know, maybe if I were paying closer attention to that aspect, maybe I would have found something wrong, but I'm fine with this. And they really are glittery, very, very glittery. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop and set up the camera so that I can show you the trash drills. Now this is the most trash that I think I've had on any diamond painting kit so far. Oh no, that's my mix. Okay, so yeah, that's my mix box. It's not trash. These are actually perfect drills that fell on the floor that I picked up and just didn't bother putting in with their color. My mix drills are the ones that I used when I ran out of 977. I just picked through here and picked out a few of the 977s. I only needed 4 of them, and I had dropped 4 of them over the course of doing this diamond painting, so it was all good. Okay, so this is my trash from this project. And let me pour it out and show it to you, and we'll zoom in close so that you can see the issues with the drills. Whoops, look at these 2 drills. They're so thin, so cupped, that in fact there's a hole in the one, and the other one is just, it's so paper thin, it blew away when I was shaking. Okay, and that was the 793, I think, color. I'm gonna blow you up a bit. All right, so let us take a moment to find some of the issues with these drills. So here Okay, so here we have a pitted drill. And this one was so bad that I didn't want to use it. Many of the pitted drills, if the pits were right along the sides of the drill, I use them anyway, because when I seal, that'll be filled in. But these I didn't. And this was the color, this and the 783 blue. Those were the colors that had the most pitted drills. And then, you know, there was a lot of trash, just the regular trash that you find in diamond paintings, like here. Let's see, here, this sort of thing. A lot of that. There were a lot, as again, I'm just pulling out some more of these ones that they're, whoops, super cupped. I don't know why they're so hollow, but like that's paper thin. And there were paper thin ones also with this pale green. There we go. Yeah, lots of that. There were some melty feet. Let me find a melty foot for you. Here. Okay. So this one here has melty feet. It's got, okay, you see how that is? That would cause popping. The drills would never line up straight. It would be horrible. And then there are some misshapen ones as well. Okay, so there were a lot that I found that were like this, a rhombus shape. Yeah, just think about how you cut celery. Sometimes, you know, you slice it on an angle so that it looks pretty. Oops, I dropped it into the crack of my table. Let me see if I can put that back on the tray and you can see it better. Anyway, they come out as rhombuses. And with this 783, I think that was the 783, there were a lot of rhombuses. Here's another one that's a rhombus. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with the camera because it's so zoomed in and any little movement that I make will move something out of frame. I'm trying to find an example of a drill that had there were just other strange things with some of the drills. Okay, so that 310, I don't know how well you can see, but it's not well faceted. Oh, that one actually is. Scrap that. Okay, so here's a 310 that has tabs on both sides of it. And those are the sorts of things where some of you who you know, use ice cube trays, the old-fashioned ice cube trays that have almost like a little bridge between the individual ice cubes, and if you overfill the ice cube tray, that little bridge fills up with water, and then you've got ice cubes that are stuck together when you pop them out of the tray. That is exact, hold on, I'm trying to, there. Here's another one with melty feet. Here's an example of one that has like a really bad top. So there were quite a few of these in the black, in the 310s. So I had to get rid of all of those. And yeah, so anyway, so this is my trash. Trying to go slow, but you see there's all kinds of weirdness here. But again, this did not detract from the pleasure. Look at all the bubbles on that one. This did not detract. Oh, I've got a lost drill from something else. That's a trash drill from the Crystal Rose mask. Yeah, even with all the problems that I had with these drills, it did not detract from the pleasure that I had working on this diamond painting. I really, really enjoyed it. And like I say, I would buy from this company again. Okay, so that is the post-completion review part of this video. And I will now move on to part 2. Well, I'm back, and now we're going to do part 2 of this video, which is the sealing of the Golden Moon Fairy. And just before I wanted to start the sealing process, I just wanted to talk to you about the tools that I'll be using to do that. So a piece of wax paper, that's number 1, and that is to put the lid. This is the same lid that I've used for sealing all of my diamond paintings. It's just a plastic lid, and I pour just a few tablespoons or whatever. It's just a plastic soup spoon. I just pour the polyurethane, which is Minwax brand, fast drying polyurethane, and this is clear gloss. Now my next can of polyurethane that I buy will be crystal gloss, because the clear gloss does have a teeny tiny tinge of sort of a honey gold color to it, which I think will look fine on this diamond painting, and it has looked fine on all of the diamond paintings that I've done. But the crystal clear is absolutely clear, and so I want to make sure I use that. I will be adding a little bit of sparkle, and I put all of my stuff that might spill in Ziploc bags because I don't want sparkle all over my house. So this is extra fine glitter that I bought at Michael's. Now, up to now, I have used this paintbrush, which is just a, whoa, okay. I can't use it anymore because the last time when I washed it, clearly I didn't get all of the polyurethane out. This thing is stiff as anything. So that now is garbage. I can't use that one again. Now I could try this one, but I would be afraid that the bristles would fall out of it. So instead, at the dollar store, for $1.99 Canadian, I bought some foam brushes. And so today what I'm going to use is one of these foam brushes, and then I'll just be able to toss that out as well. The last 2 times that I've done sealing videos, I forgot the rubber gloves. So I will use, I guess I'll use 2. I will use 2 rubber gloves, because otherwise you get that polyurethane on your hands if you're not careful, and it's very sticky, and then you have to wait for it to dry, and then you have to peel it off, and anyway. So what else? I have a plastic table cover, super thin, that I bought at Canadian Tire, and so I will cover my granite countertop with this, because there might be dripping and stuff like that, and I don't want to wreck my countertop. And then finally, I have a tongue depressor that I picked up at my doctor's office, and that I will use to mix the glitter into the polyurethane. I have tweezers in case I have to do a tweezing operation on the diamond painting. And I have a drill pen that I will never use for anything else because it might get polyurethane on it. If for any reason I have to push down a drill, or if one of the drills comes loose and I have to, anyway, that's what that is for. Okay, so those are my supplies. So now I'm just going to set up my workspace, and the next time you see me, the diamond painting will be here and we will start sealing. Okay, so I'm back, and now what I'm going to do is do a final rolling of the diamond painting, just to make sure that everything is down. I don't expect, like, I've been running my hands across it, it feels fine. So I don't think that we'll hear too much popping, but you never know. Yeah, no popping. Like I say, these drills are really good. Even though in the grand scheme of things, there were problems with some of the drills that are on the canvas are good drills. Oh, I heard a little pop. Okay, but that was it, just one drill that popped. Okay, so there we go. Let's make sure this is all, it's hard to get it all in frame because, well, it's not going to be all in frame, but it's going to be pretty much all in frame. Okay. So this is ready. The last thing that I do before I actually start working on it is I hold it up and I look through it at a light source. So I'm looking at the back of the diamond painting and I am holding it up to the light of my front window. And when you look through the back, you can very easily see if there are any missing drills. And there are no missing drills on this. Okay. Because you don't want to seal it and then find a missing drill. That would just not be cool. All right. So, you know what? I might turn it this way just so that you can see the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then you'll also have a better view of my tools that I'm using. So I'll put this down underneath. So, and let's get ready. Now I'm just blowing to get rid of anything that is loose in there. I guess I'll put some, well, you know what, I'll put some of the Minwax in first. Now I was going to buy a big container of Minwax the next time. Minwax or whatever, like it doesn't matter to me what kind of polyurethane I use as long as it's clear gloss or crystal gloss. I was going to buy a bigger can because, you know, it's cheaper if you buy it in quantity. But because I use the same can over and over again, I don't want to, and you know, after a while, it's the lid starts not going on as well because, you know, when you bash it down, it can cause some problems. Oh, I know what I forgot already. I forgot my gloves. So I'll put the gloves on. All right. And I'm using my front-facing camera, or no, I'm using my selfie camera because I want to be, it's up high and I want to, okay. I'm not doing an operation, so it doesn't matter if, I would hope that I won't get, anyway, I've got my camera up high so that you can see everything that I'm doing. So I ripped my glove, but it doesn't matter because if I get polyurethane up here, then I'm doing something way wrong. Okay, so now what do I need? I've got all my little tool things here. So what I do is I just scoop polyurethane from the can. I don't pour it because I don't want drips on the edges of the can. I'll start with that. Okay. Oh, I was going to take off my gloves, but no. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just sprinkle some of my extra fine glitter from Michaels in there, and I'm going to use the sprinkle side here, and I'm going to be fairly generous because this is, I think it's called snow. Yeah, it's called snow. So it's white and it's clear, so it dries invisible into the polyurethane. And I'll hold the polyurethane up to the camera in a moment so that you can see what it looks like with, and what you hear there is the roughness of the glitter and the polyurethane that dried into the cap the last time I sealed. Okay, so I want to have it as evenly mixed as possible, and I don't know how well you can see that. I don't want to spill, so I am not going to I'm just not going to take my chances that I'll spill because I'm super clumsy. Okay, and I did spill a little bit right here. So, okay, so I've never used a foam brush before for anything. So we're just going to start. And I do tend to go pretty heavy when I'm sealing, because the last thing I want is for anything to come loose afterwards. And what I have already found from sealing with polyurethane is that the polyurethane, when you use a clear gloss, the polyurethane does not diminish the sparkle on your diamond painting pretty much at all. Okay, so the foam brush is absorbing a lot of the polyurethane. So I'm going to have to use more polyurethane. I'm not sure I'm going to add more glitter to it at this point though. I'll just stir it in the glitter that I've got. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Okay. And I have to look at it from an angle to see where I've already spread the polyurethane, so that I can see the glistening of the wet polyurethane. So this is actually not going on a really thick coat, which is fine. Oh, okay, there's a plastic something in there. It's like, what is making that noise? Okay, so sorry about that zipper-like noise, but there's a thin piece of plastic inside of the foam, I guess to give it some stiffness. And that thin piece of plastic, as it's going across the beads, or the diamonds, is making that zipper sound. I don't know, maybe it's not a zipper sound. All right, I need more. I always need more polyurethane for these things than I expect to need. I don't want to overfill the containers, so yeah, see, if I wasn't wearing gloves, I would have polyurethane all over my hands now. Whoops. Okay. All right. And that time, for those of you with eagle eyes, I did not use the tongue depressor to stir the glitter in. I'm just making sure that I get down with my pen, with my brush, to the very bottom of the cap, and I'm picking up the glitter as I go. Now, as you will see, my handsome assistant Marvin wants in on the action. I don't want him in on the action, but I think the smell is putting him off. Okay, I'm really using an awful lot of polyurethane on this, which is fine. I don't mind. I will add a little bit more glitter at this point. Yeah, this hand is quite sticky. There is still glitter in there from before, so I don't need to add too much. Just stir that in. Oops. All right. Now, once I've done the whole diamond painting from left to right as I'm doing now. Then I'm gonna run my brush up and down. I don't think I have to, but I just, in my own mind, I think that that will also help to even out the glitter if I'm, you know, rubbing the polyurethane in up and down. It'll just sort of even everything out. Just in case there is a noticeable difference. I don't think there is. I certainly can't see a noticeable difference up close and personal as I am right now. Oh my goodness, I need more. Okay. I need more. Yeah, I will not have enough in this can to do another diamond painting. So this can of Minwax has sealed, this will be the 6th diamond painting. And I think I paid, I don't know, 12 bucks for it, something like that. I'll put up the price that I paid for it because I keep a spreadsheet with all of my diamond painting related costs on it. And, you know, links to where I bought things and all that stuff. So I'll include a link to where I bought this, although you'll be able to buy it at any, you know, Ace Hardware, Canadian Tire, I'm sure Home Depot, Lowe's, all of those places. Okay, so now I don't want to be chintzy because I'm down at the bottom of the diamond painting, and I do want to make sure that my edge drills are well sealed in there. So what I'm doing now is just applying an extra bit to the edge of the diamond painting to make sure that those drills will be well held in place. I don't know if that's necessary, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, there's a little tiny bit, the sponge is starting to fall apart, so it's a good thing I'm almost done here. All right, so now I'm just going to, yeah, there's little tiny bits of sponge. So maybe I'm not going to be too vigorous in my application here because my sponge is starting to fall apart. All right, so that's it. I'm just going to leave that there. This will dry, and I can still use that cap again on my next diamond painting, or for my next diamond painting. Okay, there's little bits of sponge that are coming out. So here's what I would say. I will continue to use sponges, but I think it's better to buy the one of these, I can't remember what they're called, but they're not natural bristles. They're, I don't know what they are, polyester bristles or whatever. I will buy a bunch of those. I think you can buy kits at Home Depot and Canadian Tire and stuff that have multiples in a single package, and that way I will have more than enough to do my diamond painting. Okay, so I think I'm just going to leave this now. I just want to look at it to make sure, yeah, there's little bits of foam from the brush. So yeah, foam brush, no, not again. Well, I'll use up the ones that I've got, but I think I'll use them up on smaller diamond paintings because with the big diamond paintings, they're just not, the foam is just not sturdy enough to do the whole painting. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm losing bits of foam onto the diamond painting. All right. So, those of you who watched me when I did the ceiling, okay, there's a cat hair or something here. Okay. Who watched me when I did, who watched me when I did the ceiling on one of the other diamond paintings. The stained glass flower and this. You saw how, as I was brushing it with the synthetic brush, that's the word I was trying to think of, you saw how that lifted up some of the diamonds. I was concerned that it might be because I was using a brush that was just too, not pliable enough. But no, it's because those drills were so loose. And that I can tell you right now, because not a single drill came loose when I was doing this. And I'm going to rip this apart now. You see, that is the plastic thingy that was making the noise while I was sealing this. Okay, so that's it. My diamond painting is sealed. There's a teeny tiny bit left. I can probably seal one of the diamond paintings that I'm working on right now, a little special shapes. Just trying to remove. There's dried polyurethane around the edges here. Now, I finished this. There is polyurethane along the edges here, and anyway, it doesn't really matter. I can wipe that off just using my fingers. So, and it's pooling there because, as you recall, I put extra polyurethane along the edge drills to make sure that they were sealed in place. The reason I'm wiping this off is because that extra coat of polyurethane will actually make cutting the canvas to do the framing just a teeny tiny bit harder. So I don't want to have a thicker layer of polyurethane here than needed. There we go. Just smoothing that out. Oh, and I saw another piece of foam. Take one last look to make sure there's no foam. Nope, looks good. Okay, that's it. So that is the end of the sealing portion. We'll do look, I'm gonna put this in my guest bathroom. It's got a big shower in there, a double-sized shower. And so I can lay diamond paintings down flat on the floor of the shower and they can dry in there without getting in anybody's way. And so this will dry overnight. And in the meantime, what I'm going to film now is the kitting down of the Golden Moon Fairy and putting away all my spare drills. And then tomorrow I'll shoot part 4, which is showing you the sealed diamond painting and the framing on it. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this for you so that you can see her loveliness. Oops, oh, my fingers are so sticky. I'm really glad I wore gloves. And I just got those gloves, I think I got them at Loblaws, which is like a grocery store chain in Canada, one of our big grocery store chains. Okay, there you go. This is the sealed Golden Moon Fairy. Wet. Now, I think by tomorrow it will be dry enough to frame. If not, If not, I'll leave it until Sunday. I'm driving to London on Sunday, so I do want to leave by 10 o'clock or so in the morning. But if that's the case, I will frame it before I go. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you, and we'll be back with you in just a very short minute. Okay, I don't want any pools of polyurethanes. I don't want any pools of polyurethane, and I don't want any bits of anything else. So, because those will dry right into the polyurethane. Yeah, next time, definitely, I will use a regular paintbrush with synthetic, sorry, I'm doing this because I'm running my finger sort of to visualize the canvas and just make sure that I'm covering everything, to make sure that there's no little bits of stuff on the canvas, because I don't want anything drying on there that doesn't belong on there. Okay, done. So next time you see me, well, you won't see me, but we'll be at my work table, my drafting table, and we'll be kitting up, or kitting down the Golden Moon Fairy. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so I'm back with part 2, which is kitting down. This is my inventory sheet that I use to keep track of the drills that I have as spares. And I have a tick for every different shade of a particular color. So for example, here you see 3 ticks beside 550. That's because I have 3 different shades of 550s in my inventory. So the first thing I do is I take all of my spare drills from the kit that I just finished. So 310s, I know I have 310s, so I don't know if, well, 310s, you never get a different shade. There's 310s. But sometimes you do get a different shade of a color. So my 310s I have, so I don't tick that. Then I've got 433 and I've got spare 433s. Let's see, I don't have any 433s, so this will be my first 433. And I can actually make the baggie for that right now. So I just use these little baggies that you get with your diamond painting kits. And so what I do is I take the label off of here, and I used the Xyron label maker, so I don't think I'm going to use that anymore. I'm not loving it. Okay, so I just take that sticker and put it here, and that way I have the symbol. And oh no, I don't want to use this tape. Okay. So I use the sticker that I put on the container, because that way I can simply match up the symbol and make sure that if I do have multiple shades of a single DMC number, I can make sure by checking the symbol that I'm using the right shade for that diamond painting. Because it's very unusual for multiple diamond paintings to use the same symbol for the same DMC number. And then I just stick the spare bag in there, just like that. Okay. So that's my 433. Oops, oopsie. Okay, so then 815. I have 815, so, and I have 2 different shades of 815, so I'm not going to worry about creating a new bag at this point, because as long as this is the same color as one of the others, I'll just put them all in together. Okay, and then I got 161. Hold on, I got too much stuff over here. 161. Yeah, I have at least one other 161. So I don't need to do that. 3857. That's a new one. So I'll create a baggie for that. And this green backing that you see here, this is a silicone baking mats. I actually wouldn't use them as baking mats. They're more placemats, but they make sure that nothing will stick. And I can use them on my diamond paintings instead of parchment paper. You just have to make sure to clean it off to make sure there's nothing sticking to it when you put it down. But you can put silicone sheets on your diamond paintings and you will not have any problem with being able to pull them off. So that's if you don't like plastic or if you don't like paper sheets, the silicone sheets are great. And I got them really cheap on AliExpress. I will include a link down below. That one came off nicely. Okay. And I don't have any spares of this color. So, all right, so what I do is I pour them into the small tray inside of the big tray in case any of them go flying. Okay, so that's 3857. That'll be almost near the end. Okay, 801. Let's see, do I have any 801s? I do. I have at least one 801, so I'm not going to worry about creating another container for that. Now I have 301s, and there's just a few left here, plus 2 more bags. So they sent me plenty of 301s. So this is another one that I have to create a new baggie for. So the first thing I do is I take the label off. Yeah, I don't like that. Because I have the permanent stickers for this Xyron maker. And so with the permanent stickers, what happens is you may not be able to get your sticker off of your container cleanly. And I do want cleanly, so anyway, there we go. This is a painstaking process. It does take quite a bit of time. I'm sure other people do it differently, and that's fine. But this is the way I'm doing it for now. Although, I will tell you, I watch the Minecraft Family channel, and if you haven't been watching Tyra, you should start watching Tyra, because she's very good. And, well, not that you should be watching Tyra, but you might want to check her out. Okay, I have 152 already, so I'm not going to, at this point, create another one. What's this one? Okay, so this one is 3721. Do I have that? 3721. Yeah, I already have that one, so I'm not going to worry too much about creating a new one just yet. 826. I have a little bit in there, plus 2 full bags. And 826. I already have at least, whoops, I already have at least one. Well, I already have one baggie, so if this is the same shade of 826, then I don't need to create any more. 645. I have one of those as well. 645. This I think is 433. Yeah, it's 645. Okay. 3713. I don't have a lot of these left. 3713. Nope, this is the first one that I'm getting of this. So once again, I remove the sticker. Oh, this is gonna rip. I don't like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the Xyron anymore. I don't like the way it does not come off. Now I know I got I'm using the permanent tape that it comes with. And I know you can buy the repositionable tape, and that's probably what I'll do if I ever use it again for diamond painting, which is the only thing I use it for. Okay, 3713. Oops. Not all of the lids are super tight on these, but that's okay. Right. 3713 goes there. Okay, 3864. I have at least one of those, so I don't need to worry about that at this point. 3689. 3689. Okay, so this is the first one that I've got of this. Okay. So yeah, so anyway, so I was talking about Tyra, and quite apart from having a great diamond painting channel, she did an unboxing of these Tic Tac containers a little while ago, and in that video she mentioned that she uses them for her spares storage. And when I watched the video originally, I thought, wow, that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of potentially hassle to put all your diamond paint, all your drills into these containers, and then, you know, you fill them up, and then you've got spares, or you've got more spares, and, you know, what do you do? Anyway, she has a whole system for that, and so now I'm actually thinking of following Tyra's lead and starting to use the Tic Tac containers for my extra drill storage, leftover drill storage. But I think I might convert to that system slowly, because I don't want to invest in, you know, 10 or 15 cases of 64 of these all at once. Although, if you buy on Alibaba, you can buy in bulk, and they're super cheap. They're way cheaper than buying them on AliExpress or Amazon. Okay, 3607. Yeah, I have 3 different shades of 3607 already, so I don't need to create a new bag yet. 3072, again, I've got an extra bag and more. 3072. Okay, so I've got at least one other, so I'm not going to worry about that. 976. This is my first 976 spare. So they're all coming apart as I pull them off. Okay. Nope. The other nice thing about these Tic Tac containers that I'm just realizing is that you can just pour them into the container, no problem. Okay, into the little plastic baggies, so that's good. 976, so that'll go here. Oops. Okay, 3863. Do I have that? Yes, I already have that, so I don't need to worry about it. 3863. Okay. 918, and I've got 2 extra bags. Well, I've got 2 bags of 918. Let's see. I already have at least 1. So I'm not going to worry about creating a baggie for that just yet. All right. 318. I have 3 shades of that. So not going to create another baggie just now. Oops. This is the most painstaking part of the process. 758. I already have that as well, so that just goes in there. And again, I have an extra bag left over. 356, another spare bag. 356. Okay, so that's the first spares that I've gotten of 356. Now it's interesting that the adhesive on this Xyron label, like the Xyron, the sticky stuff, it doesn't adhere permanently to my Darice bead containers, but it does adhere permanently to this. So I guess it adheres differently to different materials, and they're slightly different, I guess, qualities of plastic. And did I tick that off? Yeah, I did. Okay. There's a little bit of static in the container. They're dancing around there. Okay, still not coming out. All right, there it is. Okay, and we just put that one in there. And 356. Okay, 3865. I already have that one. 3778. That's a new one. And if any of you are wondering where I got this inventory sheet, I found it online, and I have it on my G Drive that or a Google Drive that that I share with people. So I'll put a link to it in the description to this video so that anybody can also get a copy of it. I have one for my square drills, and I have one for my, I also have one for my round drills. And I'm also trying to think of a way, oh, geez. Hold on, I messed up the tape. Anyway, I've been trying to tell the story about Tyra's video for a while now, and I keep on getting distracted. So I love Tyra's video. I had bought these containers before I saw that video, and this is the first kit that I've used them for. And I gotta say, I love them. I absolutely love them. I love them at least as much as my Doris containers. And that's saying a lot because I love my Doris Elizabeth Ward containers so much. So yeah, so anyway, so I think I might, I'll check out Alibaba. I did it already, and I favorited a set of these Tic Tac containers. $37.78. Okay, I favorited a set of these Tic Tac containers. They come in 64. They come in smaller numbers as well, but I'll be buying the 64s. And I might buy, 20 kits of them, and then I'll have enough to do all of my rounds and squares, which will be, $38.24. I don't know if I've got that yet. $38.24. No, I don't. Okay, so that was one of the things as I was doing this diamond painting. I thought, I don't think I've got a lot of these colors. And for the 976 or 977, whatever color it was that I ran out of, 977. I actually went through all of my other diamond painting kits that I haven't started yet to see whether I had another kit with that color, and I didn't find another kit with that color. So this diamond painting does use colors that are not really common, which is interesting. I mean, I get a certain amount of pleasure out of filling in my inventory sheet for spares, but at the same time, it means that you can't necessarily, if you're short of a color, you can't necessarily just go to another one of your kits in your stash to do it, to find it. Okay, $38.24. What's next here? $6.47. I have 2 shades of that already. $38.66. I have at least 1 shade of that. Well, I have 1 shade of that. $6.13. That's a new one. Okay. I'm concentrating so hard on getting the stickers off that I'm not really talking a lot. So I haven't done a drill and chat for a really, really long time. And there's a reason for that, which I will explain in my next drill and chat. And I don't want to use this as a drill and chat opportunity because I may end up just fast forwarding through all of this stuff. Okay, this one's got a lot of static built up as well. It's funny because when I was drilling there was no static. I just want to get those last few out. There we go. There was a little bit of trash in there. Okay, so that's $6.13. Okay, $3.53. Another new color. Wow. Okay, so there are a lot of new colors in this one. It's really interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing immediately after doing this part of the Golden Moon Fairy wrap-up video is, while I'm waiting for the sealing to dry, the polyurethane to dry, is I am going to kit up my next big project. Oh, 353. Hold on. Did I say that was a new one? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm going to kit up my next big project. I've got 3 projects on the go right now. I have the green tile mosaic, or the green tile mandala, which is a special shapes, and that one I'll finish later tonight. And I've got the Buddha from Evershine, which I got as a freebie, and there's a video for that, which I'll link up above. Whoops. And I'm also working on the Crystal Rose Mask. There's also a video for that. And so I'm working on all of those diamond paintings, but those are all small. So like the Rose Mask is, I think, it's 45 by 45. The Buddha is 40 by 50, I think. And the mandala is, only 27 by 27. No, 25 by 25. So I like to have a big project on the go at all times. So I'm going to kit up the French Peacock, which I got from Royal Diamond Painting. It has 89 colors. And so that's going to be my next big project that I work on. And I'm going to kit that up and record the kitting up for that. 931. Oh, I already have 2 931s. Okay. 782. I'm sure I have 782. Do I have 782? Yeah, I already have 782. 842, I've got that. Oh, can you see? There, I've got that. Plus another 2 bags of 842. 842. And I already have that one. Okay. All right, 3770, I already have that one. There we go. 793, I already have that one. Oops. 779, I have 2 of those. Two shades, I mean. At some point, I'm going to go through and use my various DMC color charts, because I have the Diamond Painting 911 and I have the 2018 DMC color chart, and I will go through them. 3773, I need to make up a bag for that. I will go through them and properly match all of my DMC numbers to their proper color, because although I think some companies do use the right hue for their drills and they name them according to the DMC hues, I know for a fact that others don't, because otherwise I wouldn't have 3 and in some cases 4 shades of the same DMC number. But that is going to be a monstrous task, and that'll be sometime down the road. I can't even think of how far down the road that'll be, because it'll be done when I have absolutely nothing else that I want to accomplish in terms of diamond painting. So, well, I don't have any leftovers of this, so I can trash this label. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have trashed that label. $9.77, but I didn't have any in my stash. I do have some in my stash. Why didn't I use them? Why didn't I use them? Okay, so the reason that I'm thinking of keeping this is, oh, doesn't matter. Okay, forget it. It's too destroyed. The reason that I was thinking of keeping it was, we'll cut it out of here, $9.77. Is that if I mean, I've sealed the diamond painting. There's nothing that's going to fall out. But in a worst case scenario that something did fall off, you know, my dad decided to try and fly it as a kite or something, because yeah, that's going to happen. $38.59, that's new. And let's say for some reason a diamond came off, I would be able to, amongst the 7, whatever number that was, 977s, since I have multiple hues, I would be able to pick the correct hue for the diamond painting that it came off of by matching the symbol to the baggie. And I'll explain all that to you when we actually get into putting this stuff away in the stash. Which is what we're going to do next. Okay. There we go, $38.59. There we go, that goes there. All right. Okie dokie. So I am not necessarily done with the tape, but I am done with all of these. I'll just set those aside and put this all away later. Okay, so here now is what I do with all of my drills. As I don't know if you noticed, but I put them in order of DMC while I was going through to see whether I already had them. So I have these envelopes, just paper envelopes that have DMC numbers written on them. From 150 to 160 goes in this envelope. And then inside the envelope, I've got all of the DMC numbers written on the bags. And I'll show you an example of a bag. Okay, let me just show you. Okay, so here, 154, very common color. Oops. So this bag has, ignore that because that's the original sticker that was on this bag. But all of those other stickers that you see there, those are the symbols that came on the diamond painting legend for the diamond paintings that I had spare drills from that were this exact color. So that's how I organize my drills. And that way, if I have multiple different colors of multiple different shades of a single color, I can always do that. Okay, so I start with 152, and I know I have that in here, so I just go to the 152 bag, this one. I check, are they the same color? Yes. So now, I don't want to be spilling drills all over the place, so I just empty that into there. And so I don't have to create a new bag. But what I do have to do is remove this sticker from here. Yeah, I'm not going to do it this way anymore. Not on these containers. I'll just use tape and tape them down. Oh my goodness. This is such a pain in the ass. Okay. Good enough. So I now just stick this one on here with the others and tape it down. And so I know that I have that if any of the kits that I use, if any of my kits lose a 152 drill, I can come on here, I can match the symbol and say, oh yeah, it's this shade of 152 that I want to use. Now that happens to be the only shade of 152 that I have, so that's fine. Okay, what's next? 161. And I know that that's going to be in here because I don't have another. Oh, 161 is in the next envelope though. All right, so 161 is here. And I have a whole bunch of kits. I'm going to bring you down a little bit because that way you can see better. Hold on, here we go. Okay, I want to put you in such a way that it'll be comfortable for me. Okay, so 161, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 kits. This will be the 5th kit if they're the same shade. And I've got a light here. Yeah, it's the same shade. I'll turn on this light too. Okie dokie. So I have lots of spare 161s if I ever need them. Okay. And now I remove this label. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what? I think I might fast forward through this because I don't know about you, but I would find it painful to watch this. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm fast forwarding as of now. Okay, so now I've gotten to my 318 spares, and I have 3 different, okay, that's just more of that, but I have 3 different shades of 318s here. You might not find that they're wildly different, but they are different. And so what I have to do is match these up to see which color they're most like. So I'm just going to bring my light way down here. And you know what? These are a different color again. Yeah. Well, maybe they're the same as that. I don't know. Let's see. It's definitely not the same as these. No, not the same as those. I'll pour a few out here. Okay. I'll pour a few here. Yeah, they're the same. Okay, that's good. So this will go in with all of these. It's just, I don't want to be mixing different shades because at least one of them is not a true representative of that DMC number. And I think I might need a new bag soon because this is getting too full. Those don't look the same. That looks really light. Yeah, close enough. You know what? If I'm looking for spares to finish off my project, because I ran out of a few drills, this will be good enough. Okay. So now all I have to do is just show that this is the bag that I put these in. Oops. Damn. Okay. Keep reaching for my tape over there because that's where my tape dispenser is, but I've got a different kind of tape in it than I usually use. So, okay, so I can put all these 3/18s away. The next one, 353. Goes in here. So I've got 326 to 370, and I'm going to fast forward you again. It's not the same color. Okay, so I'm doing the last one now, and they're not exactly the same, but you know what? They're so close that I'm not going to create another bag for them. And it's a good thing it's the last one, because Pippi wants to go for a walk. She doesn't just want to go, she needs to go for a walk. So, as soon as I get this off here, and this one is taped on, so the tape is wrapped around the edge of the thing. Okay, so as soon as I get this one done, I'm done part 2 of the video. And the next time we get together will be when I show you the finished sealed diamond painting and we frame it. So there we go. Oh, wait a minute. I have to actually put the drills in there. All right. Yes, Pippi is quite anxious. All right. So that's it. All right, so I've got all of my envelopes in here. Now the envelopes are starting to get really full. I did not think that that I would have so many spare drills that it would fill up this shoebox, but it has. And so that's why I'm thinking of a different. That's why I'm thinking of a different storage solution for my drills. At least for my square drills. For my round drills, I've got lots of space left for now. But, you know, if I were to get, well, if I were to get, say, 10 boxes of 64 Tic Tac containers, I would be, I think I would have enough to store all of my spare drills right now. And it would be an efficient storage method. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, but not today. Okay, so I am back now for the post-sealing part of the video so that you can see the effect of the sealing. Okay, so I just had to shoo Pippi away from the windowsill because she was creating a shadow. It's that time of day and the shadows are getting long. Okay, so this has been drying for much longer than I had anticipated because my trip to London has been postponed for a bunch of reasons, which I'll talk about in a drill and chat at some point. So I wanted to show you the effect. Now, as you can see, well, there's Pippi's shadow. Just a second. Okay, well, she's lying down, so I think it'll be okay. Okay, so I'll just show you the effect. This is super glittery. It's very, very sparkly. And I guess you can see the way the light plays on the diamond painting. Now, I did put quite a lot of glitter into it, but it doesn't, like, straight on, it looks fine. But, you know, as you get the light playing on it and the angles and stuff, it's very sparkly. So I'm hoping my dad will enjoy that effect. So there we go. All right, I don't need this part of the video to be super long. I do want to get at this from a few different angles. I don't know if the sparkle is coming through as clearly on the video as it is with just my eyes. It is remarkably sparkly. So yeah, I would do this again. Definitely, I would do this again. And I'm just trying to move around so you can get the effect of the sparkle all over the diamond painting. Yeah, it turned out really well. And once again, the polyurethane did not change the color of the diamond painting in any way. It looks really, really good. But now it's protected. And I won't need to put glass or acrylic in front of it to hold the diamonds in place. Okay, so the next part is the framing, and that'll be coming up in just a few seconds. Okay, so we are now ready to do the framing. And it's been a few days because, like I say, the pressure to finish this was kind of reduced when my trip to London was delayed by a couple of weeks. So my dad won't be getting it until next Sunday, but now I'm ready. I'm gonna get it done. So the first thing I need is protection for my coffee table, because I do not want to break this glass. All right, so I'm just gonna spread this blanket out. There we go. And that should be good. Okay. And now what I need to do is get the cutting mat so that I can cut the edges off my diamond painting. I need the rotary cutter. I need some carpet tape. And I think that's all I need. Oh, I need some mounting hardware. No, I don't need some mounting hardware. I'm good because this comes with mounting hardware. Yeah, so let me just get that. All right, so I did buy some carpet tape while I was in Home Hardware a couple of days ago. It was $13.49 for 15 meters, which is equal to 16.4 yards. But I think I can get 50 meters, like 50 meters, at Home Depot for cheaper. And there's a Home Depot right across the street from where my father lives. So I'll buy some more when I'm in London. So just before I actually start cutting that, what I'm gonna do, so I am using the Silver Hojden, I don't know how to pronounce Swedish, but it's a 50 by 70 frame. My diamond painting is 50 by 60, so I am going to have to put something in the background for it, and I'll figure that out when I will figure that out when I have this open. So let me just open it right now to see. Oh, I guess I need scissors. Okay. I don't want to scratch the frame. So I know the IKEA video did include the information about the cost for this, but I will link that information down below in the description so that if you're near an IKEA and you're interested in purchasing a frame just like this, you can do that. Okay, so here are some screws, and let's do this. So IKEA is very, very good at packing their stuff in such a way that it is minimalist packaging, but it does the job. And so, okay, I need something else. Usually I use I'm gonna get a screwdriver just to lift that up. Actually, I'll use one of my bent nose tweezers. I'm using the rounded end at the back. So just to push this up enough that I can slide the frame out, or slide the backing out. All right, so IKEA is so thoughtful. There's a little tiny notch here. Oh, I didn't push some of this back enough. There we go. All right. Whoops. Okay. So there's a little tiny notch in one corner so that you can easily lift this backing out. And then they have your lovely pictograms to tell you exactly how to go about doing this. I will hold those up to the camera so that you can see. And this can also be my guide for the diamond painting. So, hold on, there we go. Oh. So first, what do? Tells you what you need in terms of tools. It looks like an awl and a screwdriver. And then I guess you can call IKEA if you have trouble. There are 4 pieces to this. There's the frame on the bottom. There's the acrylic cover, which I'm not going to use. There is the mat, and then there is the backboard. I will actually be attaching the diamond painting to the acrylic because it provides a good stiff backing. You have to peel the film off the acrylic. And then what do? Oh, okay, so if you're going to use the mat, then you have to tape your canvas to the mat, nicely centered, and then it shows you how to put everything back together again. Okay, and what the awl is used for. So it's very ingenious. These things are extremely well developed. So we will use this as our guide for cutting the diamond painting. And let's see, if I put the corner right up, let's lay this down over top of my diamond painting. Yeah, you see this is bigger, so there's going to be space at the top and bottom that I need to fill. Now what I'm not sure of is how I want to fill that space. I'm wondering if I want, well, you know what? I'm going to cut the diamond painting first. The diamond painting is exactly the right size from left to right. It's just up and down that it's not the right size. And I hope you can hear me. I'm going to yell so that you can hear me. All right, so the first thing I want to do is get my ruler. It's here. So I have my ruler. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut the edges off of this diamond painting. So we'll start with the top and bottom. And I'm cutting as close to the diamonds, whoops, as I can. And I might have to make a few passes because this Fiskars rotary cutter is super, super sharp. And so I would rather make a few passes than go not be careful and end up seriously injuring myself. Okay. And I have to get the top and bottom particularly exactly right because any imperfections will show up since this will be on view, because I'm going to have to find something to take up about 5 centimeters at the top and bottom of this. Okay, so that's a good start. I'm going to keep these corner things because I will need to go to, like, I need them for protecting the corner of the canvas when, or of the frame when I go to London. So I will set those aside along with this hardware right there. Okay. So this is garbage, garbage. I don't need those right now. Let's just keep only what I actually need on the table. And I might be able to do just a little bit finer cut there. Okay, so just want to make sure it's still recording. It is. Okay, sorry, I'm picking my daughter up at the train station in a couple of hours, and that was my reminder to be ready to do that. I'm trying to get all of the excess canvas off of the edge of this diamond painting because I don't want any canvas showing. And I'm also trying to keep my fingers out of the way just in case I slip with the rotary cutter. I want to keep my fingers. Okay, so that's the bottom cut off. Now we will cut off the sides. And yes, you can still see me. And yes, everything's in frame. Okay, good. Okay, so this rotary cutter was an amazing invention and investment for me. I love it. I will also include in the description for the video the link to where I bought this on Amazon. Okay, I'm having trouble cutting here, and I think it's because there was a really thick layer of polyurethane there. I'm not as concerned about the perfection of the edges on the sides, just because the side will be covered by the edging of the frame. Okay, so I always keep my legends from my diamond paintings. Now this one had a piece of tape covering over the excess adhesive, so that comes off. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, and that will go into my binder that includes all of my finished diamond paintings and the legend strips. Okay. I never want to press too hard on these, just because. But because it's been sealed with the polyurethane, it is harder to cut than an unsealed canvas would be. So I suppose that means I will need to to get replacement rotary cutting blades. Okay, this is not there. Okay, I had a particularly tough spot. A little teeny tiny bit here. Okay, there we go. That's it. That's done. So I have a little tiny edge here that I want to get rid of. Okay. And here there's just some fluff. So I'm not going very hard on this, I'm just, okay. There. So now let's see how this fits. Okay. So the white edge is what's going to be covered by the frame. IKEA thinks of everything. So it's the gray strips here that that tell me what will be exposed. Okay, so while I was cutting, one of the diamonds on the edge did break off, but that's okay because it's going to be covered by the frame, so I'm not even going to try to find that diamond. I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. But that's the only diamond that has fallen off here, and that's just because I was having trouble cutting along there. Okay, so now I'm going to look to see what I might have in the way of material that I can put behind the diamond painting to make up that space. Just a sec. Now I have just plain black duct tape, and it is pretty much exactly the right width. That might work. Let's see what else I've got. Now I also, okay, so I picked up my Aleene's Fabric Fusion glue in case I decide to use fabric. Let's see. So this is what I have left over from doing Carolyn's swamp party. I did the mat was actually this gauze ribbon and the brown ribbon, and I'm not sure if those colors will really work nicely here, so I'm just going to first see whether I've got enough in case I do want to use it. So I need twice as much. No, I don't have enough. So that takes care of that. I also have these strips. I have this masking tape, sort of rainbow masking tape that I bought at Michael's, but that's not going to do it either. I could use this ribbon because I believe I have more than enough, but I would need multiple rows of it. I don't have any paint, So that is not going to work for me. Now some of you might be saying, well, the painting came with a mat, so what would it look like in a mat? Actually doesn't look too bad. And I mean, I can play with where exactly I put the diamond painting. Now, part of her wings will be cut off by the mat, and part of the moon. Now, the other thing that I could do is, what if I were to lay her down on top of the mat? So let's just, oops, just want to, there, okay. So what if I were to do this? That might actually be what I want to do. Because that shows the greatest amount of the diamond painting. It's got, you know, I don't love the white background, but it's not bad. And what if I were to put one strip of tape? Top and bottom. That might be a little too busy. That's a little too busy, I think. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually use the mat as the background. And for that, I'm going to do something a little different than you might expect. Okay, first I'm going to get rid of this stuff that I'm not going to use. Okay, so let's carefully get her out of here. Oh, that's just fluff. Okay. There we go. All right. So now I have to take the mat. I don't need this anymore. And the acrylic out. So let me put this down very carefully. Don't want to be scratching it. I don't need the mat right now. So what I'm going to do is take the plastic cover off of the acrylic. And they put a plastic cover on both sides. So I'm touching this only by the edges because I don't want fingerprints on the glass, well, on the acrylic. Okay, there we go. Now, I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing. Because the cutout in the mat would cause, I'd need to find something, paper or something like that, to fill in that piece of space that is not covered by the mat if I were to paste the diamond painting on top of the mat. But if I paste the diamond painting directly onto the acrylic, and of course I will be adjusting this so that it is perfect in terms of you know, measurement. But now, again, you have to some extent, you have to imagine. But I think that looks good. I think that looks good. So I'm going to turn it so that all of this is facing you, so that you can see it a little bit better. And, you know, just imagine that everything is done properly. But I think that's going to be fine. I think it actually looks kind of interesting this way. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I lift this off. Once again, lift the mat out. And so now what I need to do is measure exactly where, oh, and I found some more carpet tape. Oops. So I'll use up the last of my old carpet tape. So what I want to do is measure exactly 5 centimeters. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that should leave exactly 5 centimeters at the top. And I'm using the measures on my cutting board. You probably don't need to be this precise, but I like precision. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly right there. Okay, all right, so I know where I need to put the tape. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I don't turn this. Let's see. So I count 5 centimeters down, doesn't matter, and I will put tape right there. Now I want to make sure that there are no bubbles in the tape because I don't want to create any bubbles on the diamond painting or underneath the diamond painting. There we go. All right. And then just to sort of gauge where the bottom, like where my middle bits of tape will be, I will do the bottom part now. perfectly square. And I go up 5 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 centimeters. So this is double-sided tape that I had bought, I don't know where. Oh, Michael's. No, I don't. Oh, I got it on Amazon. But like I say, you can get much bigger rolls for a better price at Home Depot. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't want little things sticking to my diamond painting as I'm putting it away. So I'm just going to get rid of my garbage. And all these little bits of frayed edge of the canvas that I cut off. Oh, okay, very important. Retract the blade on the rotary cutter. I should have done that immediately upon finishing. Oh, I don't need my Aleene's glue, so I'm going to put that away. I'm going to need to start using this. So I'll just get rid of the cover right away. All right, I'll be right back. Oh, and look, I just found that missing diamond. So I am going to put it on. I'm just going to get some nail polish. So I have clear nail polish here, and what I'm going to do is just put a tiny little dab of nail polish onto the canvas there. And it doesn't matter that I'm doing it on the acrylic, because even if I smear a little bit of nail polish onto the acrylic, it doesn't matter because the diamond painting is going to be covering it up. And I have a different drill pen because I don't want to get nail polish on my drill pen. And now I will just put that in there. Okay, so that's going to be drying whilst I finish putting the double-sided tape down. So now all I do is I just lay down a few more rows of double-sided tape. And I mean, I could go up and down. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the sides. So I'm going to go right to the edge because the diamond painting goes right to the edge. I don't want any overlap here. Okay, that's good. And then here, same deal. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but it does have to be absolutely flat. And then, like I say, it doesn't really matter whether I go up and down or across. So I guess I'll start sort of in the middle. And these ones, it doesn't matter if they're, you know, perfectly straight or not. Again, it doesn't matter that there's a little bit of, well, you know what, let me pull that up just a wee bit. It's not that I care about the rough edge, I just don't want any overlap. between one piece of tape and the next, because that might make the resultant, like make the diamond painting a little bit uneven too, if there's a double layer of tape. All right. So again, I'm getting very close to the end of this roll of tape. Yeah, I'm at the end of that roll of tape. Okay, so this roll of tape. Oh, it feels different. Now, depending on how heavy the diamond painting is, you might want to apply more tape. But this diamond painting, given the size of it, this amount of tape that I'm putting on here will be sufficient. Okay. This diamond painting will not be coming off of this acrylic. All right, so I'm done with that. Let me get rid of my garbage once again, because I don't want garbage getting on my canvas. So I'm just going to get rid of everything here that I don't need. I don't need that anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. Okay, I don't need anything anymore. You know what I do need? No, I'll just set it aside. Okay. Because never say never. Okay, I'm back. And now is the fun part. Doesn't matter which way I lie this down, because it will completely be covering the tape, and there's exactly the same amount at top and bottom, and it goes from edge to edge perfectly, so I don't need to worry about that. So here's what I do. First, I peel off the first strip there, and I want to position my diamond painting. Well, I'll do it this way. I want to position, can you see all that? Yeah, you can see all this. Okay, I'll do it from over here. I want to position my diamond painting. I'm going to put this down and align it again, because I want to make sure that I'm positioning the diamond painting absolutely straight at the 5 centimeter mark. Okay, there we go. And I need to make sure that when I press down on the top, it's going to be perfectly aligned at the bottom as well. Okay, so it's perfectly aligned. Nope, it's perfectly aligned, but there's a little bit of tape exposed here. So I want to make sure so this is the most finicky part of the entire process. There. Okay, so I'm just pressing that down firmly. I'll do more pressing in a bit. And now that I have that first bit of tape what I do is I lift off the cover for the other bits of tape. Oops. Trouble with this one. Okay, all right. It is double-sided tape. It's just that it's got a plastic cover on it as opposed to a paper cover. And the plastic cover is harder to initially separate from the tape. But the little persistence, I will do it. But I only have a few strips of this. Okay. I was worried for a minute. I don't know if you could tell, but I was worried for a minute. Okay. It's annoying. I don't like this stuff as much as the one that has the paper backing. Okay. See how easy the paper backing comes off? Since I'm putting my hands on the acrylic here, I'm going to have to clean that before I put it in the frame. Just a second. Just need to get a little corner. I just need to get a little corner up. Once I get the corner up, the rest of it will just come right off. There we go, like that. And last one. Okay. So now, I'm gonna get my rolling pin. And again, I don't really need to do this, but what the heck? So I'm just going to use the rolling pin to flatten this down as I go. There we go. Okay. And that is pretty perfect. Let's see. I'm back, and unfortunately the sun has moved across the sky in such a way that, well, let's see, maybe I can do this. I'm just trying to get it so that you don't get a shadow across the diamond painting. But you're going to get a shadow across the diamond painting no matter what I do. So I will do it over here. I think that's the best I can do. I don't want to wait till tomorrow because my daughter is here now and I just want to be able to finish this. So, okay. So now we are ready to put this all together. And everything is set. I cleaned the acrylic, so that's not an issue in terms of it getting fluff in between. Let's see. Okay. Want to make sure that's properly seated down there. Ow! Make sure that's properly seated down there underneath all of. Oh, geez. Cut myself. Okay. Shoot. That's going to be covered up, so it doesn't matter. But I do have to put a Band-Aid on. Just a sec. First aid has been taken care of. I have a little Band-Aid on my finger. And now all I need to do is put the backing for the diamond painting in, making sure that the correct side is up. Oh, doesn't matter. What? Which side do I like better? I'm going to put this side down. A little bit more blood there. All right. Okay, so which side is up? That's up. So I slide this in on the side. And just go. There are these little things here that I have to literally work around. And since they also offer the opportunity for my fingers getting cut, I am going to be careful. Something is stuck. Oh, here. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, all done. Now, once again, I am using the rounded edges of my tweezers to press these things down. Okay. And there we go. 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 And here. And here. And here. Okay. Now, I want to figure out oh, I see. Okay. So, the last thing that I have to do, I'll hold this up so you can see it, is there are these little tiny metal tabs on the centers of the four sides of the frame. And what I need to do is bend them up, make sure they're flat against the frame, and then there are four little screws. Hold on. Then there are four little screws that I screw in, and that will further secure the diamond painting in the frame. So, I thought it was an awl that was being called for, but it's not. It's a small screwdriver. So let me just, because I put an awl on the end of the screwdriver, and now I just have to switch it out for cloudy out, because there's no glass in front of it, I'm not going to have the reflections off the glass, and so the sparkle of the diamonds will come through nicely. And it looks great. All right, everybody, so that's it. I'll take you out of the cradle. So this is it. This is the finished product. I think it looks nice. I think my dad will like it. I have no idea where he's going to hang it, because I don't think my stepmother will like the sparkle. She doesn't do anything that's flashy at all. And so I won't be surprised if this is hung in the basement or something like that, which is fine. My dad spends a lot of time in the basement on his exercise machines, and so I think he'll do fine. So that's it, everybody. That is the wrap up for the Golden Moon Fairy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and visit with me soon. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I would love to have your comments on this and what you thought about the whole completion and wrap-up process. Don't forget to subscribe and come back and visit with me soon. Bye-bye now.